morning, everybody. Uh, Welcome to my channel, Saral Chemistry. Today, I'm going to teach student about living organism and their structure, which is of class 8. Let's start our class. Living beings and their structure. So in this living being and their structure, first of all, I'm going to teach you about cell. Cell is the basic structural and functional unit of life. All the body parts is made up of cell, and cell is the basic structural and functional unit of life. Why it is a structural unit? Because all the body parts is made up of cell. And why it is functional? Because all the body function is performed by the cell first of all. That's why it is known as basic structural and functional unit of life. Now, when cell combines with another cell, it will form tissue. It will form tissue. And when tissue combines with another tissue, it will form organ. And when organ combine with another organs or the group of organs, they will form the system. And the system, when combines with another system, it will form the whole body of an organism. सेल भनेको चाहिँ स्ट्रक्चरल र फङ्सनल युनिट अफ लाइफ हो. स्ट्रक्चरल किनकि बडीको सबै स्ट्रक्चर सेलबाट बनेको हुन्छ र बडीको सबै फङ्सन चाहिँ पहिला सेलले गर्ने गर्छ र सेल मिलेर टिस्यु बन्छ, टिस्यु मिलेर अर्गेन र अर्गेन मिलेर सिस्टम र सबै सिस्टमहरू मिलेर होल बडी बन्ने गर्छ अर्गानिजमको. नाउ लेट्स टक अबाउट द टाइप अफ सेल. Basically, there are two types of cell. One is plant cell and another is animal cell. So let's talk about the basic structure of plant cell and animal cell. Okay, let me draw first. Okay, so here I'm going to make a diagram of both plant and animal cell. So here is a diagram. I just request everybody to draw along with me, so it will help you to draw it nicely. Okay, now this is the figure of animal cell that I am going to make, and that is the figure of plant cell. So in animal cell, the nucleus is at the middle. Nucleus is at the middle, and the dark part which is found inside the nucleus is nucleolus. So the chromatin fibers are also found here. The chromatin fibers are also found inside the nucleus. Then after, the part which is only found in animal cell are centrosome. So along with the centrosome, okay, there are some other organelles also. Mitochondria, so here is a diagram of mitochondria. So in the side of mitochondria, there we can see the endoplasmic reticulum. Okay. So endoplasmic reticulum are two. So basically there are two endoplasmic reticulum. One is a rough endoplasmic reticulum, another one is soft endoplasmic reticulum. The endoplasmic reticulum which contain ribosomes are rough endoplasmic reticulum, and the endoplasmic reticulum which do not contain ribosomes, they are known as soft endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, after that, I'm going to make Golgi bodies. This is the Golgi bodies. Okay, now it contain lysosome. And we can make the small vacuoles. These are the food vacuoles. Now there is cytoplasm. This is the diagram of animal cell. So after the diagram of animal cell, I'm going to make a diagram of plant cell. So the plant cell has single and large vacuole. The nucleus is at the lateral part. So here we can see the nucleolus. Here we can see the chromatic chromosomes. Okay. Then after, the only organ that is found on plant cell is plastid. Only organ that are found on plant cell are plastid. Plastids are generally three types: chloroplast, chromoplast, leucoplast. So I will talk about plastid later. So now concentrate on the diagrams, follow the steps, what am I making, so you just need to follow it. So it will help you to make diagram better. And the plant cell do not contain lysosome. And here we can see the endoplasmic reticulum. So we can see the Golgi bodies also. Okay, yes. Now at last there is a cytoplasm. We don't need to make all the parts or all the organelles. Some organelles, if you make, the diagram will look better. Okay, let's name them. Okay, so this part and the inner this part is cell membrane. The only part that are found on plant cell is cell wall, and this is a protoplasmic bridge. This is a protoplasmic bridge. Okay, then after, the central part and the lateral part, these are nucleus. So this is rough endoplasmic reticulum. This is rough endoplasmic reticulum, and this part is soft endoplasmic reticulum. This is vacuole. This is the only part that are found on plant cell are plastid. This part is mitochondria. This is cytoplasm. This is Golgi bodies, or we can say Golgi apparatus also. Same thing, Golgi apparatus and Golgi bodies are the same thing. So this is the diagram of plant cell and animal cell. So after knowing about the diagram of plant cell and animal cell, that I am going to describe the features of different organelles and different inclusions. Okay, so cell organelles means basically those part, okay, which are a small structure within the cytoplasm that carry out function necessary to maintain balance in the different activities. Cell organelle भनेको the living structures that is present inside the cell which carry out different function which are necessary to maintain the balance in the different activities. लिभिङ स्ट्रक्चरहरू जसले चाहिँ डिफ्रेन्ट फङ्सन गर्छ होइन, डिफ्रेन्ट फङ्सन पर्फर्म गर्छ अनि त्यसपछि सेललाई चाहिँ ब्यालेन्स गर्ने काम गर्छ है। अब अर्को रह्यो सेल इन्क्लुजन। सेल इन्क्लुजन भनेको all the non-living parts, all the non-living parts that are present inside the cell, okay, like different types of minerals, different types of nutrients. These are the cell inclusion. The first thing that I'm going to describe about plasma membrane. Plasma membrane, okay, it is also known as cell membrane or cytoplasmic membrane. Plasma membrane is also known as cell membrane or cytoplasmic membrane. Cytoplasmic membrane is a semi-permeable and elastic and thin membrane. Semi-permeable, elastic and thin membrane which helps to protect the cell. जसले चाहिँ सेललाई प्रोटेक्ट गर्छ. Semi-permeable भनेको only few substances that it will allow to enter or throwing outside. And another function of the cell membrane is to protect the cell and it permits the entry of selective materials in and out of the cell. Okay. Now, cell membrane is present in both of the cell, plant cell as well as animal cell. The second one is cell wall. Plasma membrane that is made by living substances, that is protein and lipid, whereas cell wall that is made by non-living substances, that is cellulose. The cell wall is the rigid and hard structure which are permeable. Permeable means it allows all the substances to get enter or going out of the cell. The primary function of the cell wall is protect cell and cell organelles. Also, it protects the different cell organelles and not only protects, it gives shape to the cell, and basically it is present only in plant cell, so it is not present in animal cell. Third, nucleus. Nucleus is also the brain of the cell or main part of the cell because it controls and regulates all the activity of the cell. Controls and regulates all the activity of cell. Not only that, the nucleus controls and regulates all the activity cell, and also it helps in cell division. Cell division, and it helps to transfer genetic character. Genetic characteristics from one cell to another cell, or we can say parents to offsprings. So let's see the structure of the nucleus. Okay, the nucleus is the main part of the cell, which is covered by the cell membrane like material called nuclear membrane. The black dot like structure which helps in the preparation of ribosomes, so that is nucleolus. Nucleolus ribosome production गर्छ यसले, अनि inside the nucleus we can see the chromosomes. So chromosomes are the substances which helps in the transfer of genetic materials from parents to offspring. They usually contain DNA. DNA means deoxyribonucleic acid. Deoxyribonucleic acid. So just like cytoplasm, inside the nucleus there is present the jelly-like substances, the semi-solid substances or jelly-like substances, which is known as nucleoplasma. Okay, now let's talk about the another organelle. The another organelle is endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum. So endoplasmic reticulum is the network of membranous canals filled with fluid. यो थुप्रै मेम्ब्रेन्सहरूले बनेको एउटा पाइप लाइक स्ट्रक्चर हो जसमा चाहिँ भित्र फ्लुइड भरिएको हुन्छ हैन. एन्ड द मेजर फंक्शन अफ द एन्डोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम इज it is also known as transport system of the cell. So it helps in the transporting materials throughout the cell. It helps in the transportation of materials throughout the cell. Transportation of materials throughout the cell. Also it helps to provide strength to the cell. It provides strength to the cell. Endoplasmic reticulum are two types. One is rough endoplasmic reticulum, another one is soft or smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Rough endoplasmic reticulum usually contains ribosomes, so they appears rough, okay, whereas the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, they do not contain ribosomes. Okay, now rough endoplasmic reticulum, they helps in the protein synthesis. Okay, they helps in protein synthesis, whereas the soft endoplasmic reticulum, they helps in the production of lipids, steroids, and also responsible for detoxifying the cell. Also responsible for the detoxifying the cell. So this is the function of smooth endoplasmic reticulum. The next organelle is mitochondria. The mitochondria is called powerhouse of the cell. It is also known as powerhouse of cell because it produces and stores energy. It produces and stores energy. So why it is called powerhouse of the cell? Whenever you eat something, so you will get nutrients. Yes, the nutrients is getting transported through the blood to the cell or mitochondria of the cell. And whenever you respire, your body will absorb the oxygen that will mix with the blood, and the blood stream carries all the oxygen to the mitochondria. So in mitochondria, the oxidation will start. The nutrients of the foods like carbohydrates, when react with oxygen, so it will release energy in the form of ATP. ATP means adenosine triphosphate, and as a byproduct means waste material, it will release carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide gas is released as a byproduct, which is through our lungs. The next organelle is plastid. Plastids are the only structure that is found in plant cell and which gives color to the plant. The plastid are those substances which are only found in plant cell and which gives color to the plant. Basically, the plastids are three types. The first one is chloroplast. Chloroplasts are usually green in color. They contain the green pigments called chlorophyll. It contains the green pigments called chlorophyll. That's why chloroplasts make plant green. So it is usually found in leaves. Okay. Now the major function of the chloroplast means it has chlorophyll, so it helps in photosynthesis. How it will help in photosynthesis? Do you have any idea? Now I will tell. The chlorophyll is the green pigment which is formed by the chloroplast, and it helps to trap sunlight. For the photosynthesis process. The sunlight acts as the energy in the preparation of food. Now the second is chromoplast. Chromoplast is the another type of plastid which are colorful, which makes plants colorful. It is basically present in flowers, fruits, so that it will make the flower and fruit colorful. Okay, so it can be in different colors: yellow, orange, red, etc. And the next one is leucoplast. The leucoplast is the third type of plastid which is usually Colorless. Colorless, it is basically found in roots, branches, and its major function is to it helps in the storage of food. It helps in the storage of food. Okay, let's talk about another cell organelles. So that is ribosomes. The ribosomes are the non-membrane bound and important cytoplasmic organelles. Okay, that is found either freely in cytoplasm or in the close association with endoplasmic reticulum. So, in simple, we can say ribosomes are the particles that are found in cytoplasm. Okay, it is the dot-like structure that is found inside the endoplasmic reticulum or in the cluster. Okay, now this is the tiny particle in the large number of cells and mainly composed of RNA and protein. It is mainly composed of RNA. RNA means ribonucleic acid. Ribonucleic acid, and also it is composed of protein. And the major function of the ribosome, it helps in the protein synthesis. It helps in the protein synthesis. That is why we can say the ribosome is the protein factory of cell. Protein factory of cell. Now we'll talk about the next organelle, that is Golgi apparatus. Golgi apparatus or Golgi bodies, that is the same thing. So it is also termed as Golgi complex. Okay, it is the membrane bound organelle which is mainly composed of a series of flattened stack pouches and cisternae. यो चाहिँ फ्ल्याट स्ट्याक्ड पाउचेसले बनेको हुन्छ हैन, जसलाई हामीले सिस्टर्नी भन्ने गरिन्छ है. अनि त्यसपछि दिस सेल organelle is primarily responsible for transporting and modifying and packaging proteins and lipid to the targeted destination. यसले चाहिँ के गर्छ, यसले चाहिँ जुन transporting, modifying and packaging protein and lipid to the targeted destination ma. Okay, so it transports protein and lipid to the targeted destination. Now the next are the vacuoles. So we can see the vacuoles in plant cell as well as animal cell. In plant cell they may or may not contain vacuoles, and the vacuoles are small and large in number, whereas in plant cell there is single large vacuole. Okay, it is found in both of the cell, and vacuoles stores the food or variety of nutrients. So vacuoles, we can say it is a sac-like structure filled with fluid. Sac-like structure filled with fluid. Sac-like structure filled with fluid, and basically it contains or stores the food or variety of nutrients inside it. Next one is lysosome. The lysosome, also known as suicidal bag of cell. Why it is called suicidal cell? suicidal bag because they break down excess or worn out cell parts. They break down or worn out excess cell part. So they may be used to destroy the invading virus and bacteria. Helps to destroy virus and bacteria. Now, uh, we were talking about the different cell organelles which are found in plant cell as well as animal cell. Okay, now let's talk about relation among cell, tissue and organs. Relation between cell, tissue and organ. So in beginning of the video also I was mentioning about the relation. The cell is the basic structural and functional unit of life. When cell combines with another cell, it will form tissue. So tissue helps to perform the specialized function of cell. Okay, and tissue when combined with another tissue when combined with another tissue, it will form organs. So it will form organs. Okay, the organ is the collection of tissues and it forms a functional unit specialized to perform the particular function. Just for example, heart, kidney, lungs, etc. are the examples of the organs. Okay, skin is the biggest human body organ. Skin is the biggest human body organ. And when the organ combines with another organ, when organ combines with another organs, it forms the system of the body, like respiratory system, digestive system, circulatory system, reproductive system, different systems, all the life processes that will form. And when those systems are combined together, they will form whole body. So this is the relation between cell, tissue and organ. Now we are going to the next topic, that is classification of organism. So organisms are classified in different groups on the basis of their characteristics. On the basis of their characteristics. On the basis of their characteristics, and they are two types. How many types? Two types. One is two kingdom classification system, and another is five kingdom classification system. Now, two kingdom classification system is basically proposed by Carolus Linnaeus. Carolus Linnaeus. Okay, so it proposed the two kingdom classification system in 1758. So it divides all the living organisms into two groups, that is Plantae and Animalia. So here is given a few of the plant distinguishing the characteristics. The Plantae, okay, the organism which belongs to Plantae group, they are greatly in shape and size. They cannot move, fixed in the soil. They are autotrophic or saprophytic. They have unlimited growth. Okay, the body of plant has distinct cell wall. They have vacuole and they store food in the form of starch. There are different types of characteristics. In the same way, the animal, they have distinct shape, forms and symmetries. They are capable of moving from one location to another. They have limited growth, okay, and they are made up of cell but lack cell wall. They do not have cell wall. They have no plastid, or they may or may not have vacuoles, and they do not have chlorophyll. So these are the basic features of Animalia. Now, the next one is five kingdom classification system. The five kingdom classification system is basically given by Robert Whittaker. Robert Whittaker, okay, so he proposed the five kingdom classification system. So in this classification system, the organism are divided into five kingdom, that is Monera, Protista, Mycota, or we can say fungi also, Mycota or fungi, Plantae, and Animalia. So these are the five kingdoms of five kingdom classification system. So Monera, basically they consist of unicellular and prokaryotic organism. They consist of unicellular and prokaryotic organism. Unicellular and prokaryotic organism like bacteria, cyanobacteria, etc. Now Protista. The Protista consist of unicellular eukaryotic organism. They consist of unicellular eukaryotic organism. Okay, let me tell about prokaryotic and eukaryotic. What is prokaryotic and what is eukaryotic? Prokaryotic cell is that type of cell which do not contain nucleus. Do not contain nucleus. Whereas eukaryotic means they contain nucleus. And the Protista consist of different organisms like diatoms and different protozoa. Protozoa, diatoms, etc. The next one is Mycota or fungi. Okay, the Mycota or fungi, they contains all the fungi, okay, and saprophytic organism. They contain all the multicellular eukaryotic and heterotrophic organism. They contains fungi which are multicellular, eukaryotic, and heterotrophic. Heterotrophic means depend upon other for their food, and in heterotrophic also they are saprophytic. Why they are saprophytic? Saprophytic means those organisms which depends upon dead and decayed organism for their food. Decayed organism for their food. Now next one is plant. All the plants, okay, eukaryotic multicellular organism with cellulose based cell wall. Okay, they contain all the organism which are multicellular, eukaryotic, and contain cell wall. So those organisms belongs to Plantae like ferns, pines, mango, orange, lychee, and they are autotrophic. It means they produce food through photosynthesis. They are autotrophic. Autotrophic means prepare food by the process of photosynthesis. Now the next one is Animalia. Animalia means multicellular eukaryotic organism that lacks cell wall. Multicellular eukaryotic which lacks cell wall. The lacks cell wall. Like different types of organism like hydra, starfish, earthworm, monkey, bird, etc. Okay. Now next heading toward the next topic, that is some microorganism. Some microorganism. The some microorganism. The first one is amoeba. Amoeba is the unicellular organism, okay, that has ability to alter its shape primarily by extending and retracting the pseudopods. They are unicellular organism, okay, and they can alter its shape. Now we can see the diagrams. So this is a amoeba. So here you can see the nucleus. Here you can see the contractile vacuole. Here you can see the contractile vacuoles, and it consists of food vacuole. It consists of food vacuole. Along with that, it contains different food particles, and this part which helps in the locomotion are pseudopodia. Pseudopodia, they are also known as false foot. This is contractile vacuole. Contractile vacuole helps in the respiration as well as contractile vacuole helps in the respiration as well as excretion. Okay, the nucleus helps to transfer the genetic material and helps in cell division. Nucleus helps in cell division. And this is food vacuole. Helps to store food. This is cell membrane. Now the pseudopodia is also known as false food, which helps in the pseudopodia is the false food which helps in the locomotion. Locomotion means movement. Okay, now what are the effects of amoeba? The amoeba has harmful effect on the different living organism. It can spread different diseases, and the diseases which are caused by amoeba are known as amoebiasis. Amoebiasis, okay, the amoeba which produced different types of diseases there that is known as amoebiasis. The next one is fungi. The fungi are the heterotrophic organism. Usually they have saprophytic nutritions. Saprophytic nutritions. Saprophytic means depends upon dead and decayed organism. Saprophytic means depend upon dead and decayed organism. Okay. Now, example, yeast, mucor, mushroom. So these are the examples of saprophytic nutrition or examples of fungi. The fungi cause positive effect as well as negative effect. It has positive effect also as well as it has negative effect. Okay, so it helps to, the positive effect means it helps in the fermentation to prepare alcohol, as well as it helps to make bread and cookies fluffy and spongy. Basically, yeast is used. Okay, so that makes the bread and cookies fluffy and spongy. The negative effect means they can spread different diseases. Different diseases. It can spread different diseases in crops, animals, and it also cause majority of plant diseases, which in turn cause serious economic losses. Okay, and it also cause diseases in the human body also. That diseases is ringworm. Ringworm, that is a type of fungus. Okay, दाज भनिन्छ है, दाज. Now the next organism that we are going to read is bacteria. So bacteria are the cellular organism. They are prokaryotic. Prokaryotic organism which do not contain nucleus, and they have well developed cell organelles. Okay, so bacteria can be found anywhere, and they also have the positive effect as well as negative effect. They also have the positive effect as well as negative effect. The different bacteria like lactobacillus. Lactobacillus or lactobacteria helps in the formation of curd from milk. Helps in the formation of curd from milk. In the same way, there is another bacteria, that cyanobacteria. Cyanobacteria, okay, and that type of bacteria helps in the nitrogen fixation. Nitrogen fixation means helps to produce nitrogen from their roots. Okay, in the roots of some plants, the cyanobacteria is present, which helps to prepare protein by using atmospheric nitrogen. Helps to prepare protein from atmospheric nitrogen. Now, negative effect of bacteria means it helps in the decomposition of body. As well as it also helps in the spreading different types of diseases. Now, next one is virus. So viruses are very small and small in size, so they are also known as ultra microscopic. They are ultra microscopic. Because they are very small in size. Okay, the Latin word, the virus is derived from Latin word viron. Viron means poison or toxin. So it is the borderline of living as well as non-living organism. It is also known as living as well as non-living organism. Living organism when it gets host cell. Okay, when it do not get host cell, when it do not get host cell, it behaves as non-living organism, it shows non-living character, and when it gets host cell, it shows living character. Okay, so that is virus. Now let's talk about bacteriophage virus, the most important topic. Bacteriophage virus. Bacteriophage virus is that virus which helps to attack bacteria. The bacteriophage virus is that virus which helps to attack bacteria. Okay, now let's draw the diagram of bacteriophage virus. The head is hexagonal. The head is hexagonal. So I am making the bacteriophage virus. So you can see here. So here is our DNA. This is caspid head. Here you can see neck, and here you can see collar, and from collar here you can see sheath, and after the sheath there is base plate, and down of the in the bottom of the base plate there are spikes, and it has tail fiber. It has tail fiber. Okay, so this is the figure of bacteriophage virus. Now, so let's talk about different living characteristics of virus and non-living characteristics of virus. Living characteristics of virus. Okay, so what kind of living characteristics that will shown by a virus when it is inside the host cell? Okay, it multiplies its numbers. It multiplies its numbers. Okay, it is host specific. Host specific means when it is inside the host, it shows living characteristics, otherwise it shows non-living characteristics. It also transfer heredity characteristics. And it is also known as pathogenic. Pathogenic. Pathogenic means cause diseases. Now let's talk about non-living characteristics of virus. Non-living characteristics of virus. When it is outside of the host cell, it shows non-living characteristics, and when it is showing the non-living characteristics, so the first one is it lacks respiration. It lacks respiration. Second, it is acellular. Okay, and the third, they can be crystallized. Crystallized. So here you can see different effects of virus. It can spread different types of diseases in plants as well as in animals as well as in pet animals. The diseases caused by viruses are measles, mumps, rubella, rabies, common cold, COVID-19, and in the same way it can cause different diseases like AIDS. So these are the common diseases which are caused by the viruses. And here are some advantages of virology. Virology means the branch of science which deals with the study of virus. Virology means the branch of science that deals with the study of virus. So advantages of virology, it helps to develop vaccine against viral diseases, helps to make vaccines. Another, okay, it helps to take necessary precautions and prophylaxis against viral diseases, helps to take precaution against viral diseases, and also it is useful to extract vitamins. It is useful to extract vitamins. Now, the next topic that we are going to read is positive and negative effect of microorganism. माइक्रोअर्गेनिजम को पोजिटिभ र नेगेटिभ इफेक्ट के हुन्छ त्यो पढ्दैछौँ हामीले अब. द फर्स्ट थिङ इज it helps in the first of all we are going to talk about positive. It helps in the decaying of organic matters. It helps in the decaying of organic matters. Second, uses of yeast in alcohol formation or in bakery. The yeast is used to make alcohol, as well as it helps to make our bread fluffy and spongy, so it is widely used in bakeries also. Third, it helps in the making of curd. And the fourth one is it helps in the making of antibiotics. By use of bacteria that we can make different antibiotics, we can treat with bacterial as well as viral diseases. Okay, now the negative effect. Negative effect, it causes different diseases and it causes infection of injury, as well as it causes decaying of food. Okay, so these are the negative effects. The next topic that we are going to read is preventive methods used for food from decaying. By the effect of different bacteria as well as fungi, the food will get decay faster. In order to prevent them from decaying, so we will use the following method. The first thing is keep food in dry condition. Okay, keep food in dry condition for the preservation, because when the food is getting dried, the moisture will be removed. When the moisture will be removed, there is no increase in growth of bacteria. Fungi. So when the food is getting dried, all the moisture from the food will get removed, so that there is no chance of increasing or growth of bacteria and fungi. The second method is keep food in cold environment, either in freezer or refrigerator. Okay, so when the food is kept in the cold environment, in freezer or refrigerator, there is no chance of growing the bacteria and fungi. Next method, using salt, sugar and oil for the preservation of food. By using those substances in the food, so it can increase the life of the food, because it does not gives the favorable environment for the growth of bacteria as well as fungus. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for watching. So this much for today. So this is the complete description of the living being and their structure. So if you like the video, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share and comment. And if you have any queries, if you have any confusion, then you can ask me in the comment box, that I will reply you immediately. Okay, thank you.